Today, the Twins hope to finish the season with a 6-game winning streak, but the big question is, will this be the last time Joe Mauer suits up in a Twins uniform? It's been a great career, and we'll have to wait and see whether it will continue beyond the 2018 season. It is the final game of the 58th season of Minnesota Twins baseball, and the Twins hope to complete a 4-game sweep over the White Sox. And for the last time this year, we welcome you to Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for game number 162. What we do know is this: it has already been a great career for Joe Mauer, one of the greatest careers in Twins history. We just don't know yet whether it will continue.
I think when you think of Joe Mauer, it's admiration for me because of what he's done on the field, but also off the field. Joe Mauer, if it is his last go-around, he is finishing it strong with that 8-game hitting streak coming into today's play. But on the all-time Twins ranks, you see where he ranks. I mean, first in doubles, you know, as you're thinking, when you think Joe Mauer, you think Kirby Puckett, you think Harmon Killebrew, of course, Ken Herbeck, guys that, you know, established themselves here in Minnesota and made names for themselves.
Well, the hope is that he will continue to play for the Minnesota Twins, but watch today, because I doubt you'll ever see anybody else wear the number 7 in a Twins uniform. Audra Martin will have more about the respect his peers have played to this great player. CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
It's the final game of the season, and the Twins are hoping to close it all out with 6 straight wins as they take on the Chicago White Sox this afternoon inside Target Field. Welcome back to downtown Minneapolis, everybody. I'm Audra Martin. The fact that it's the last game of the season has understandably taken a backseat to the fact that it could be Joe Mauer's final game in a Twins uniform, or any uniform for that matter. It's a decision he says he'll make in a few weeks, but if he does decide to call it a career, there's no doubt it is one to be envied. After being drafted by his hometown team, his 15 big league seasons have included 6 trips to the All-Star game and 3 Gold Gloves. In 2006, he became the first catcher in history to win the American League batting title, and by 2009, he added 2 more titles to his resume while also being named the American League's most valuable player. His stats and awards say a lot about who he is as a player, but they're only part of who he is as a person and as a teammate.
Everybody talks about the relationships you create as players, and from the get-go, when I was a rookie to every rookie that comes in here, Joe treats all of them like they've been their teammates for years and years. So it's that kind of mentality that leaves a really cool legacy behind on how you treat people.
Playing against him from afar, especially when he was catching still, I tried to watch the things that he would do and the way he carried himself. And obviously he's a professional, been a professional since day one, and that's the kind of guy you try to model your game after.
I think he's if not the biggest role model I've ever played with, and just how he carries himself on and off the field. And it's been an honor for me to play with him. But I'm hoping he comes back next year more than anyone.
Joe Mauer might be one of the best people I've ever been around in my entire life, and to have the opportunity to share the field with him is truly an honor. And we don't know what he's going to do, but I think he's got a lot of baseball left in him. So hopefully he's part of this team next year.
I don't think there's enough good things you can say about Joe. He's been the constant professional. One of the most fun guys I've been able to sit back and watch on a full year, just to see how he goes about preparing for a game. Obviously playing the game, he's phenomenal. Hitting, defense, he's a total package, and he's been doing it for 15 plus years at this level. That's pretty impressive.
Joe Mauer and the Twins take to the field one final time this season. First pitch of the 2018 finale between the White Sox and the Minnesota Twins is coming your way next.
To devour a dome dog and take mighty swings. Hometown heroes Dave, Jack, and Paul, but the most recent, the young must recall.
Go, Joe! Joe Mauer! Let's go down.
Another St. Paul native, number 7, Joe Mauer. We watched him grow up and observed all his power.
I'd like to introduce to you Joe Mauer.
Right now, I'm just trying to have as much fun as I can.
He could have been a quarterback pursued by Florida State. Instead, number 1 in the draft took his place behind home plate. And what a home it was for the quick swinging Joe. He's the only catcher in history to have 3 titles in the show. While his sluggers were silver, bright, and bold, the gloves of this catcher were a dazzling gold.
Did he catch that? Oh, well played, Mauer!
In 2009, he was top of his league, a home run hitting all-star on a list of prestige. There you go. There is career hit number 1,000. As the hits collected, Joe made a move up the line from home plate where he found a new groove.
Mauer catches the line drive and turns it into a double play.
There ain't nothing to it.
We've shared some moments. We've watched him grow.
And the hometown kid reaches his milestone at home.
From a rookie star to humble hero. And a few moments ago, Joe there with his daughters Marin and Emily sharing first base, perhaps for the last time, and we just don't know. Joe will ponder retirement. He'll ponder the continuation of his tremendous big league career. He's left a rather large footprint in Twins history and in baseball history. The only catcher to win 3 American League batting titles, Gold Gloves accompanying those batting titles, over 2,100 hits. And his team has a chance to finish the season on a high note with 6 straight wins at home. The Menards batting order for the White Sox to get things started. Yolmer Sanchez will lead things off. Then Lurie Garcia, Daniel Palka, Avisail Garcia, Matt Davidson, Nicky Delmonico, Wellington Castillo, Yoan Moncada, and then Ryan Cordell.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. It'll be Zach Littell making just his 2nd start for the Twins. His first start came earlier this year against the Chicago White Sox here. It did not fare too well, so he's looking to redeem himself here this afternoon, making his 8th career appearance.
Feel a little bit for Zach Littell. He could throw a no-hitter today and still not be the lead story if in fact Joe decides that this is it.
Tell you what, everybody in the truck, Dick, great job with that open right there.
Well,
that shows the person, the admiration, even in our open, what his players, teammates thought about him or thinks about him.
A couple of pitches off the plate, 2-0 to Yolmer Sanchez. And a 2-0 pitch lifted foul and into the seats, 2-1. White Sox need to win today or else they'll be the 3rd American League team with 100 or more losses this year. They have limped to the finish line, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, they join Baltimore and Kansas City.
3-1. Garcia and Palka will follow.
Littell just 22 years old, again just making his 2nd major league start. His first start came in a doubleheader the Twins played against the White Sox here back on June 5th. He started game 2. Ended up losing that ball game 6-3.
And the biggest issue that day, walks.
Yep.
Gave up 4 walks and 6 earned runs in that game, and he walks the leadoff man here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's 10 walks in 16 1/3 innings. And that's what's really helped the Twins as of late, getting a lot of walks and scoring a lot of runs.
Lurie Garcia hitting 2nd and playing at short. Tim Anderson tweaked a knee in last night's ball game and left the game, and now the ball bunted in the air, foul, 1 strike. Twins with 77 wins, 84 losses. The White Sox with just 62 wins and the 99 losses. Twins are leading in the season series over the White Sox 11-7. There's a bunt and a good one. Littell picks it up and throws to first. A sacrifice for Garcia, and Sanchez goes to second. Northland Ford Twins defense. We've seen a lot of Jake Cave in center field. He's out there again today with Grossman in left and Kepler in right. Astudillo getting the start at third base. Polanco, Forsythe up the middle. Joe Mauer, of course, at first, and Juan Gratterall getting a chance to catch. Gratterall caught Littell in Rochester, and we'll get a chance to catch him here this afternoon. Here is Palka. And that one's lifted foul, and it too will get into the seats. One strike. All the games in baseball starting simultaneously. And there is some drama, of course, in the National League where we know where the 5 playoff teams are, but we have no idea where they're going to rank in terms of seeding. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Swung on and missed. So we'll keep you updated on those games as well as we move along through the afternoon.
Yeah, the American League's pretty well set. You know who's going to be in a wild card. Of course, the Yankees get home field advantage over the Oakland A's, the division winners. But in the National League, it's a very exciting day.
And a nail-biting day if you're a fan of the teams involved. Foul back by Palka. Still 0-2. If you're looking for a strikeout, well, Littell had 9 of those in his 13 innings prior to today. And Palka very strikeout prone, like most of his teammates. And it would be a big strikeout to get with a runner in scoring position and 1 out.
Yeah, Littell has all 4 pitches. He kind of steps off the mound right there. Glatterall and putting down signs Littell does not want. See if they agree finally.
151 strikeouts this year for Palka in 413 at bats. Just missed with a breaking ball.
He went with a curveball. He also has that slider and a changeup.
That one hits the grass and will spin foul. Hit right off the end of the bat, and it nearly bled up the line for an infield hit. Still 1-2. Palka playing right field. There's some thought that eventually he might see some time at first base. Had a great rookie season with 27 home runs and 4 of them pinch hit home runs, setting a White Sox record. Smothered by Gratterall, and it's 2-2. Chopper towards second, going to be a tough play. And Polanco fires off target. Nice catch by Mauer to keep Sanchez at third base. Polanco spun and fired, but his throw was up the line. It'll be an infield hit for Palka.
That's a very nice play by Joe Mauer right there, because some first basemen would try to continue to keep their foot on the bag, and that ball would probably get by him. But Polanco cuts in front right there, spins around, and the ball thrown up the line. Good effort right there by Polanco, but you can see Joe right off the tip of the glove. Of course, foot coming off the bag. Be an infield base hit.
And now Garcia lifting a foul the other way. 1 strike. Littell's had 2 ground ball double plays turned behind him. Garcia dealing with a knee injury. He'll have some relatively minor knee surgery conducted on Tuesday. Sharp ground ball and a base hit. Coming in from third is Sanchez, and heading to third is Palka. Here's the throw, And it gets by Astudillo, but Littell is there to back it up. 1-0 Chicago. Polka running to second and rounding, just kind of measured Cave and when he was going to pick up the baseball and then turned it on to third base.
Well, jumping on the first pitch, Garcia picking up an RBI, his 49th of the year. Cave comes up, short hops Astudillo, but the pitcher's back there backing it up.
It'll bring up Davidson. Breaking ball hits the corner. Well, the leadoff walk has, as it seems to almost always do, come around to score. And a couple of ground balls have led to the first run of the game. And now strike 2 to Davidson. Up high. It'll be interesting to see how long Littell goes. Since his start back in June, he's just high fly to center. Cave setting up. Out number 2. And the throw will come to second base. 2-0 Chicago. Since his start against the White Sox here in June, he's thrown 22 pitches, 49, 58, 31, and 24. So it'd be unrealistic to expect him to step up and throw 80, 90 pitches here today.
Yeah, he pitched here on Thursday night against the Tigers, 1 inning, threw 24 pitches.
2-0 White Sox, and now Nicky Delmonico. Pitches up, ball 1. And a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, change up right there.
Foul back, and it's 1-2. Now you're looking at 24, 25 pitches at least here this inning. Twins bullpen pretty well stocked, obviously, in terms of games played. There is no tomorrow for the Twins. They got a long start from Kyle Gibson last night. Barrios pitched deep into the ball game. Tapped foul.
Littell originally signed by the Seattle Mariners, then traded over to the Yankees. And then the Twins picked them up back on July 30th when the Twins traded Jaime Garcia, the left-handed pitcher, to the Yankees. They received Littell in return.
Foul back and out of play. The thing you have to remember about Littell, he doesn't turn 23 till next week. I mean, he's a youngster. And he's already had a season when he's won 19 games. That was last year in the minor leagues, obviously, but guy's been a winner, and he's still physically and otherwise developing. 1-2. Foul back again. His birthday coming up on October 5th if you want to send a card. His birthday will be October 5th, whether you want to send a card or not.
Yeah. You want to give his address out?
He lives in Mebane, North Carolina. And I'm guessing he's the only Zach Littell living there. Been a long first inning. The White Sox have a couple on the board. And now a 1-2 count to the 6th batter of the inning. It'll pop up and it'll spin back over the screen too. Way out in front of the off-speed pitch, and a strikeout ends a long first inning. That's all. The White Sox get the first 2 runs of the game. But we'll count them all as precious as we count them down here today, and he'll lead off the Twins, and he'll enter the box to this.
To hit with tears in your eyes.
Nice touch by the White Sox. Dylan Covey hasn't taken the mound yet. Castillo, the catcher, still standing on the grass.
Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire, right there.
Who prior to this game has hit the ball as hard and as well as he ever had. Gets ready to hit in his first at bat here this afternoon. Surprise, surprise, he took a strike.
Yeah, Joe currently on an 8-game hitting streak, 13 hits in his last 32 at-bats. So far in this homestand, might be his last 10 hits in 25 at-bats.
1 strike. Had an at-bat yesterday. He took 5 pitches and then hit a bullet up the middle for a base hit.
That's your typical Joe Mauer at-bat. One of the best 2-strike hitters I think the game has ever seen.
I wondered to Tom Hanneman and Tim Laudner as we were wrapping up brunch, lunch, whatever it was, swung on and missed. Has anybody gotten as many hits as he's gotten with so few swings? Well, you just saw a swing and a miss And even later in his career, those have been rare.
I put him in the class of Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs to me was a 2-strike hitter
right.
like Joe Mauer.
And he's got 2 strikes.
Yep.
Couple of hops right to the second baseman Moncada. 1 away. Take a look at the Twins lineup. Brought to you by Menards, and it's Mauer in the leadoff spot. Followed by Jorge Polanco, then Jake Cave, Robbie Grossman, Mitch Garber, Max Kepler, Logan Forsythe, Williams Astudillo, and then Juan Graterol. Here is Polanco, and like Mauer's, his batting average is continuing to climb northward. That's to left and hit right to Delmonico. 2 down.
Let's take a look at the home stats brought to you here this afternoon. Dylan Covey making just his 2nd start. His 27th game. Looking for his 6th win.
Jake Cave will bat, bases empty, 2 down, and only 5 pitches thrown so far by Covey. And outside of ball.
Yeah, Covey making his 21st start of the year, is the 11th on the road, his 2nd career start against the Twins.
Strike 1 over the inside corner, 1-1. Slapped foul, and it's 1-2 now. Take a look at Chicago out in the field. Ryan Cordell's in center, Daniel Palka's in right, Nicky Delmonico in left. Sanchez, Garcia, Moncada, Davidson, the infielders, and Castillo behind the plate. 1-2 to Jake Cave. And another foul. White Sox have gotten some awful starts in this series. Lucas Giolito looked like he was out of gas. Carlos Rodon last night looked like he was done. Couldn't get through the 2nd inning. Covey struggled in the last few weeks, but his last couple starts have been pretty good.
Yeah, 6 shutout innings in both outings against the Indians. 1 in Cleveland, 1 in Chicago.
1-2. And off the handle of the bat, foul.
Covey, 27 years old, said it's his 2nd major league start against the Twins. He actually made his major league debut against the Twins. His start coming on April 14th of last year. Got a no decision. Worked into the 6th inning.
Another 1-2 to Cave. And a high fastball fouled back. White Sox have had a veteran and some other fairly young guys in the rotation. The veteran James Shields isn't expected to be back next year. They hope to build a rotation around Covey, Rodon, Giolito. 1-2. One hopper hit right to Davidson. He'll go to the bag, and Covey will enjoy a 1-2-3 first inning.
Some scoop from the clubhouse. Paul Molitor, reflecting on the season today, said, quite honestly, the biggest word he can think of is disappointment. They aren't where they thought they would be at this point in this season. He says there are no excuses. We certainly own it. But he has told his team that he's proud of how they have continued to fight here over the last week or so. He does say one of the big highlights here recently has been Willians Osadio, who is in a league of his own when it comes to how unique he is and how talented he is. He said he's definitely brought some energy to this clubhouse, and it's been very fun having the chance to manage him these last few games. Chris Jimenez is leaving today with a personalized autographed Joe Mauer jersey. He asked the clubhouse staff for an official Joe Mauer jersey. He had him sign it today. Joe wrote a really nice message on the back of the jersey. He's going to frame it and hang it next to his other favorite player, which is an autographed jersey from Derek Jeter. Guys?
Well, yeah, I would imagine Joe's, I'm sure, signed more autographs than he's collected hits in the big leagues. But if you're a teammate and you're wondering about the future for Joe Mauer and your future with him, you better take care of business here today. Strikeout to start the second inning.
Yeah, this inning starting a little better for Littell than last inning, where he walked Sanchez. He strikes out Castillo there, picks up his second.
And now Yoan Moncada. Moncada's been hitting towards the top of the lineup, moving down to 8th here today, and he takes a strike, in part because of the strikeouts.
Yeah, 216 times he has struck out, 576 at bats.
And strike 2 is called on or near the outside corner. 0-2.
Moncada coming over from the Boston Red Sox in his second season with the White Sox.
Tried the outside corner again, but missed.
He came over in that Chris Sale trade. Hoping he pans out. The White Sox do.
As we watch the postseason this year, just take note of all the talent that has left the American League Central, including Chris Sale, Justin Verlander. There'll be a lot of players playing prominent roles for some winning teams that used to be in the Twins division. There's a called third strike. 2 down.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch for the win here this afternoon. Pretty simple. It's all about Joe. Let's win it for Joe Mauer. If it is his last game, I'd like to go down, bring Joe a winner. He's already a winner, but maybe winning the last ball game.
Much better second inning for Littell. 2 strikeouts and now a first pitch strike to Ryan Cordell. And again, you got Eduardo Nunez of the Red Sox, Aaron Hicks of the Yankees, Ryan Presley of the Astros, all in the playoffs on the American League side. Liam Hendricks, the word is, might be the opener in New York in the wild card game. 2 strikes to Cordell. Deep to left field. Robbie Grossman going back, and he's there on the warning track to end a 1-2-3 second inning. to see perhaps Mauer's last game in the big leagues as a player. That's actually the dominant story here today. The game itself is almost the sub story. Robbie Grossman will lead off the second. Grossman, Garver, and Kepler facing Dylan Covey. Twins with a 5-game winning streak, and I think notably the last 4 games they have scored 31 runs and have not hit a home run. They've taken advantage of some walks, some clutch hitting, a lot of great 2-out hitting along the way. But to win 4 games in a row in this day and age without hitting a home run, that's unique.
They tied a season high with the 5-game winning streak. They'd like to end it with the 6-game winning streak. And Covey has had some control issues, 50 walks in 115 innings coming into the ball game. And he's really struggled on the road in 10 starts, 12 appearances, just 2 wins, an ERA at 6.
Tapper right side, hit weakly to Moncada. 1 down. Now the 2 other 5-game winning streaks, one was at home, one was on the road. And the Twins at home, of course, have done very well. If they can win here this afternoon, they'll have the same home record as the division winning Cleveland Indians, 49-32, which underscores again the difficulty they've had on the road, because Cleveland will have a winning record on the road, and the Twins have been pretty awful on the road. Here's Mitch Garver, drove in 6 runs a couple nights ago and is the designated hitter today.
Well, they always say, you know, you win at home, play 500 on the road, and that's exactly about what the Indians did. They're just 2 games over 500 on the road, but they have won at home.
In the dirt, 1-1. This date, September 30th, a sad date in Twins history to begin with. Twins played their last game at Metropolitan Stadium on this date back in 1981. Popped up, and tracking it is Davidson. And in foul ground, he makes the catch, out number 2. Twins lost to the Royals that day, and a dreary day. The weather fitting the mood for most of us who saw our first big league games at Metropolitan Stadium. 2 down, and now Max Kepler. And a little bit of irony, of course, for those of you who remember, the Twins played their last game there and lost to Kansas City, and the Vikings played their last game there and lost to Kansas City. Here's Kepler, down and away, ball 1. Five up, 5 down for Dylan Covey. And a chopper right side. Kepler hustling. Oh, what a play by Yoan Moncada. Gloved it and just kind of flipped it with a quick snap of the wrist. And Covey's got another 1-2-3 inning. last game of the year, perhaps the last game of Joe Mauer's career. Twins with a 5-game winning streak, hoping to pick up win number 78 on the year. And the White Sox got a couple of first inning runs against Zach Littell, and now Littell will face the top of the order again. Outside, ball 1. 2-0's a popular score in the early going here. And Milwaukee leading Detroit 2-0. St. Louis leading Chicago 2-0. It was 2-0 Dodgers over the Giants, but now they lead 4-0. Colorado leading Washington 2-0. So we're not alone at 2-zip. Interesting, the Cardinals, who were eliminated yesterday in a game that doesn't mean anything to them but means everything in the world to the Cubs and the Brewers and everybody else involved in the National League race, starting a lineup today without Yadier Molina, without Marcell Ozuna, Jed Jerko,
and they're up 2-0.
Colton Wong, I know, and they're leading 2-0. Count to Sanchez is 2-2, and the ball whacked, scooped up on one hop by Forsythe, and he makes the play one away. 6 in a row sent down by Littell. Let's check in with Audra Martin.
Today's T-Mobile Built for Baseball is Christian Yelich continuing to make a case for the National League MVP last night, sparking a comeback with a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning and adding to it with a solo home run in the 7th. He has the chance today to win the Triple Crown. He leads the National League with his .324 average. He's tied with Matt Carpenter with 36 home runs, and he trails Javi Baez by 2 RBI. If he can get it done, he'd be the National League's first Triple Crown winner since Joe Medwick did it for the Cardinals back in 1937. Guys,
what a great year he's had. What a great second half, and what a great September. He's pretty much taken the Brewers on his back and said, let's go.
And what a great addition for the Brewers this year, coming over from the Marlins. So, yeah, you see where he ranks. Unbelievable year, and good for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fouled away. They're in the playoffs, but of course, teams at this point want to do everything they can to avoid being in the wild card game, and they've got a chance. They can hang on to their ball game at the very least. There'll be a play-in game, a game 163 tomorrow with the Cubs, and Littell has found something, and he is really rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, striking number 4 and is retired 7 straight. Oh, his 4th strikeout. That slider, almost like a cut fastball. And Garcia swinging over the top.
Deep to left center, chased by Grossman, and that ball is off the fence. Heading for second is Palka. Here's the throw. It's offline, and Palka on the first pitch has a stand-up double. First hit an infield hit, and that one nearly left the playing field.
And we showed you Palka over the last couple ball games. When he's up there, he's ready to swing and swing hard. You mentioned earlier 27 home runs in his rookie season. A couple seasons in the minor leagues for the Twins the last couple of years. Hit 46 home runs in those 2 years. A lot of power. Having a great rookie year. Palka's 15th double.
Missing the outside corner. You look at Littell's numbers in Rochester, and they don't scream, come get me and bring me to the big leagues. He was 6-6, ERA of 3.57, but he averaged about 7 innings per start.
That alone should get you up there.
There's a pop-up behind second base, and Cave comes in to end the inning. It's still 2-0 Chicago. by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. 2-0 White Sox. Twins still don't have a base runner against Dylan Covey. If they get one this inning, Joe Mauer will hit again. It'll be Forsythe, Astudillo, Gratterall, and then Mauer if given the chance. Up and in to Forsythe. As hot as Joe Mauer has been the last 2 weeks of September, Forsythe has been just as cold.
He's had some good swings, but he's just seen a lot of foul balls hit the screen behind home plate, so he's only missing by half an inch, maybe an inch of barreling up with that baseball.
Hazy sunshine on part of Target Field. Talking with Joe Mauer the other day when we had the first game of the doubleheader, and he said when the shadow was where it is right now, it was the toughest for him, with the shadow creeping out right to the beginning of the slope of the mound. That was the toughest for him the other day. There's a strike called, and it's 2-2. This time of year, you also get the shadow in the batter's eye. Most of the batter's eye is darkened with the shadow of the catch area. So we'll hope for the hitter's sake, at least when the Twins are hitting, let's have some cloud cover. Back to, oh, knocked down from behind the back, and Covey makes the play, 1 down. Nearly snagged it behind his back. He did knock it down and roll it towards first base, 1 away.
Ball was going up the middle. Covey just kind of, with his follow through, just put his glove down and did knock it down. Forsythe going right back up. Ball was actually behind him. Again, got the out at first. Evan up 7 down.
And now Astudillo. There's the first Twins hit. A base hit to right on the first pitch. And Astudillo will get Covey into the stretch with 1 out. It'll bring up Gratterall. Next year's season tickets are on sale. Twins season ticket holders get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or call 800-33-TWINS.
Astudillo came into the ball game hitting .356, 32 hits and 90 at bats. Jumps on the first pitch, gets the Twins' first hit.
Outside, ball 1 to Gratterall.
He has made quite an impression to the organization.
Gratterall just 5 at bats since being called up. Couple of hits. Driven foul.
Gratterall was with the Angels earlier this year. Their organization had a couple at bats with the Angels. Was released by the Angels in the middle of June, and then 4 days later picked up by the Twins.
One and one. Very high and inside. Gratterall hit a little bit in Rochester. Tapper up the line, foul.
A lot of time in the minor leagues for Gratterall. He's 29 years old, originally signed by the Royals back in 2005. 13 minor league seasons, a .275 minor league hitter, and almost 2,000 at bats. Not much power, only 13 minor league home runs.
And reaching across the plate and fouling it off. Still 2-2.
It's funny the different batting stances that hitters have. Glatterall open stance, but that left leg is really spread open. And once that pitch is delivered toward home plate, he brings it back toward himself. See where he stands in the box. That open stance. Great view right there.
Tapped it foul, got a piece.
That might be the camera from Ed Harris up there. Straight down view. And we want to thank all the camera guys throughout the whole ballpark. All the great shots they've got for us.
Well, I've shared with a number of our crew members that one of the great joys for me in doing my job is being able to work with them. Best professionals in the business. And
Yes, they are.
one of the reasons this is such a sad day. 2-2. Toward the hole. And an off-balance throw, but a nice strong throw by Garcia on the play. Astudillo goes to second, and that'll bring up Joe Mauer. Family there. Uncle Joe, Daddy Joe, son, Joe, brother Joe. I like what Tyler Austin said in our pregame show. Ran some clips from some teammates about Mauer and the impact he has had on their careers. And he says, I hope he comes back because there's still a good baseball player there. And boy, has that ever been the case, particularly in situations like this with men in scoring position. Strike one over the inside corner. Look at our DQ combination. It's odd in this era of free agency and all that one player would spend so much time with one team. Look at the names that he's joining. 15 years with one team. One strike to Mauer. And now a ball. Joe hitting .413 this year, leading both leagues in hitting with men in scoring position. And his career number, don't respond by saying, well, that's kind of a fluke, that's just 1 year. He's done it his entire career. 1-1. Hit right to the shortstop. And that ends the Twins' third inning with the White Sox leading 2-0.
Need much seasoning when he got to the big leagues and through the minor leagues. This guy has a swing that's, second to none. And he was a big catcher So he had it all.
And now, of course, the first baseman 0 for 2 in the ball game. Here's a pop-up, and Mauer will call for the catch. Davidson on 1 pitch. I was trying to think about other notable athletes in this region who have retired, whether we knew they were going to retire, and how we've gotten to this point with Joe. And I really couldn't come up with many. We knew that Kent Hrbek was going to retire at the end of the 1994 season, but he caught a pop-up at the end of a game, and then we had a work stoppage, and we all hoped certainly that we'd be back on the field in a week, but Hrbek never played again. And I was trying to think of like Fran Tarkenton, even in other sports. Kirby Puckett, of course, there was a retirement announcement, but the thought was that he was going to play another 4 or 5 years, and then the eye injury. Harmon finished with the Royals.
Right.
Rod Carew finished with the Angels. But in this region, whether we've had someone who played his whole career with a local team, or in the case, you know, of someone who maybe like Tarkenton, here's a deep drive to right field down the line, and a foul ball. Someone like Tarkenton, who started here, went to New York, and then came back and finished his career and went into his Hall of Fame as a Viking. I can't come up with many. Maybe some Twitter followers can offer some help in that.
Tony Oliva, you know, I mean, he didn't play for anybody else,
but I don't remember, and I wasn't involved with the team as intimately as I am now. I don't remember Tony saying, well, this is it.
This is it, right.
And so, you know, tip my cap to you on my last home game. I don't remember it that way. So we're kind of in unusual circumstances here, and not just because we don't know whether he's going to come back or not. Polanco plays back for the first hop and throws out. Delmonico 2 away. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go. I wasn't around when George Mikan retired, so I don't remember. I can promise you there wasn't the media attention in what was his last season, even if he did announce it was going to be his last season. 2 down, and now Castillo.
you know, back then they probably had what, 1 beat writer?
You know, probably 4 different newspapers and TV stations that, you know, probably didn't even broadcast the games. 1-1. Oh, Castillo hit. Hopefully on something fleshy around the forearm. Looks like he'll be okay. Littell let it fly, caught the catcher with 2 outs.
Well, it looked like he wanted a fastball away and it just rode up and in on Castillo. They want to go inside.
Well, got him in a good spot, the elbow pad. So a man aboard with 2 down, and Moncada, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Twins got a couple of strikes taken on the outside corner, and then Littell froze him with strike 3. Two and 0.
Littell took a little stroll behind the mound, trying to get that ball back in the strike zone. He'd been doing a good job of that. 64 pitches, 45 strikes. He's missing away right now. Last 4 pitches. See the innings, 28 in the first and a couple 12s, 13 so far here in the 4th. There, he's back in.
Sometimes it only takes 1, right? 3-1 to the 8th place hitter. And a walk will put runners on at first and second with 2 down for Ryan Cordell.
Second walk for Littell.
A quick update of the score. St. Louis still leading the Cubs 2-0. Milwaukee leading Detroit 2-0. Those games in the 3rd inning. The big story, Colorado's leading Washington 4-0. Nationals did not start Max Scherzer today. And the Dodgers are up 9-0 in the 3rd on San Francisco. So if the scores hold across the board, the Brewers will win the National League Central. And there will be a play-in game between the Dodgers and the Rockies tomorrow to see which team is the division champion and which team is the wild card. Cordell hit a line drive to left, carried to the warning track, but Grossman caught it for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, Littell threw him a hanging curveball. I thought that ball might go out of the ballpark, but
better breaking ball on the outside corner.
Cornell, a September call-up, 26 years old. Just 3 hits and 34 at-bats. Does have a home run.
Swing and a miss, another breaking ball. Another 2-0 game right now. Cleveland leading Kansas City 2-0, and the Royals announced today that Ned Yost would be back to manage the Royals next year. Not surprising, but still newsworthy. 0-2 to Cordell. That's to center. And Cave has it measured for the 3rd out. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Still 2-0 Chicago.
Davis added to his career year last night against the Angels. He got things going for Oakland with a 2-run blast in the top of the 1st. That is his league-leading 48th home run of the season. He's tied for 4th most in a single season for the Athletics in their team history, and 123 RBI on the season. Well, that's the most they've had in a single year since Miguel Tejada's MVP season back in 2002, guys.
There's an interesting footnote regarding Davis. Thank you, Audra. There are like 3 or 4 different things that can happen to him today that will have his batting average sit at 247 for the 4th year in a row. You imagine? I mean, if you're Billy Beane, the Oakland A's, you can pretty much count on it that he's going to hit 247 next year. Playing a full season 4 years in a row, and he may hit 247, exactly 247 in all 4 years.
And he'll hit over 440 home runs every year, too.
2-1 to Polanco, leading off the Twins' fourth.
Well, Covey's done a good job. He does not have a strikeout. He does not have a walk. He's given up 1 base hit, 7 ground ball outs, 2 fly ball outs, and one of those a foul ball catch by Davidson at first base.
Well, I was just going to say, now he's run the count 3-1. It's almost as if he paid attention to the first 3 games of the series, and other than Lopez, the other Chicago starters have walked so many batters and put hitters in hitters counts. He hasn't done that yet, and now it's 3-1 to Polanco. And foul, 3-2. Littell's done well through 4 innings. The first inning a little rough. He settled down nicely after that. No activity, and well, there is a pitcher warming up out there now. We'll see if the Twins send him out for a 5th inning. Andrew Vasquez warming up down on the pad.
Littell with 70 pitches, first 4 innings.
Full count to Polanco. And he takes, whoa my. Backed away from it, but according to Jim Reynolds, it hit the corner.
And I think Polanco knew it too, the way that he reacted, maybe looking for something away. And Covey picks up his first strikeout, working the inner part of the plate.
Replay brought to you by Ram.
The seams of the basement.
Here's Cave, hit a ground ball to Davidson his first time up. Strike. Twins announced today that Alex Kirilloff, to no one's surprise, was named their minor league player of the year. Kirilloff hit his way out of low A of the Midwest League and then hit even better in Fort Myers. Left-handed hitting outfielder. And Lewis Thorpe was named the minor league pitcher of the year. He's an interesting story. He's one of the few Australian prospects left in baseball. At one point, the Twins scouted Australia heavily. They had 16 Australians on their major league, or excuse me, in the organizational roster. 2-1 to Cave. Fouled away. And Thorpe, a few years ago, had Tommy John surgery and missed 2 years. It's common for a pitcher in particular to miss a year. Michael Kopech of the White Sox is going to miss all of next year because of Tommy John surgery, but he missed both 2015 and 16.
And I think we found out, it was Mike Pelfrey tried to come back too early and it never really worked for him.
2-2.
The longer they wait, I believe that the better off they are.
He's a left-handed pitcher, and the Twins will take all of those they can get. It's been kind of a weak spot in the Twins organization for years. Quality left-handed pitching, and Thorpe had a really good year and is the minor league pitcher of the year. Full count now to Cave. And he blasts one to center field. Cordell going back, and Ed Paul is gone. A home run for Jake Cave, his 13th of the year.
Well, that gives the fans here something to cheer about right there. Second hit for the Twins, and typical Jake Cave home run. It's a lot shorter down the right field line, but for some reason, the extension and the power he can generate straight away. Home run number 13 for Cave.
We showed his spray chart, and he so rarely pulls the ball down the line. I mean, he's a gap-to-gap hitter with extraordinary power. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's not built like Logan Morrison, but he's got a really good hitting approach. And now Grossman with a 1-0 count. 2-0, and Covey walks off the mound like something wasn't right on his follow-through.
12th home run that Covey has allowed. This is his 21st start, his 27th game.
And now 3-0. You mentioned that Covey's had some control issues, but not until this inning here today. He's had 3 straight 3-ball counts. Ooh. Jim Reynolds, that hit the outside corner. I don't think that was any more in the box than Polanco's called third strike at the start of the inning. There's ball 4. Jake Cave's home run, the first the Twins have hit in 5 games. Statcast AI powered by AWS.
Such a beautiful swing right there by Cave, just dropping a barrel of the bat. 108.1 miles an hour.
People ask, what are you going to miss most about the baseball season? And for me, it's almost always that sound. When Cave connected with that home run. Now, you're a pitcher, and you probably heard that sound. Probably still do in your sleep at times.
Only 430 times I heard that.
But I love that sound. I just love the sound of a bat meeting a baseball. Here is Garver.
You'll hear that again at the fantasy camp.
Well, only to the point where, when I start backing up third base, I lose my sense of hearing. Actually, in the fantasy camp, I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think we hear that sound.
Well, nor do we see many triples. Every once in a while, somebody will get a double, but there aren't too many triples. 1 strike to Garver. Milwaukee's added a run to its lead, 3-0 over Detroit, but the Cubs have tied the Cardinals.
Well, Mitch Garver had a career game here in Game 2 on Friday night when he picked up 6 runs batted in the Twins' 12-4 win. 4 hits in that ball game.
Foul back, 2 strikes. Twins weren't going to risk putting Garver behind the plate anymore after his most recent bout with concussions. But he played first base the other day. Now the designated hitter today. Twins down a run, tying run at first. Garver drove in 6 runs the other night without hitting a home run. Taken low, close pitch, 1-2.
Good take right there by Garver.
Deep down the left field line, but it's hooking foul.
Covey originally signed by the Oakland A's. He came over to the White Sox when he was a Rule 5 draft in 2016 and made his major league debut here last year in April. Started the season this year in AAA, got called up a couple times.
Checked his swing, or did he? Home plate umpire isn't even going to appeal. Jim Reynolds rings him up. Out number 2. That'll bring up Kepler.
Covey picking up his 2nd strikeout.
Target Field's become a top choice for families in Twins territory. If you want to celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, family celebrations of all kinds, You can schedule your special event in a fully catered Target Field hospitality space available for groups of 16 to 250 plus. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS. Here's Kepler with 19 home runs. Kepler to the right field corner. And off the glove of Polka. Running to third, it's Grossman. He'll be held there. And Kepler with a double into the corner. And the Twins now have 2 men in scoring position.
Yeah, he came into that at bat with 19 home runs, also 29 doubles. So picking up his 30th double. Hopefully later in the ball game he'll pick up his 20th home run. Kepler, a breaking ball, stayed back nicely. Polka, good effort right here. Looked like he got part of the glove on the ball, knocked it into the corner. Got him back in. Runners at second and third with 2 outs.
And now Forsythe. Fastball over the top, hits the corner, strike 1. Missing that time, and it's 1-1. Twins have cut the Sox lead in half here on the Cave home run, tying run 90 feet away. Forsythe hit a hard one-hopper up the middle, but Covey knocked it down with his glove with a backhand swipe and threw him out. Solidly to center field, a base hit. Grossman scores, Kepler will score, and Forsythe delivers 2 with a 2-out single.
And that's what we have seen during the 5-game hitting streak. A lot of good 2-out hitting. Forsythe picking up a couple runs batted in, 13 and 14 in a Twins uniform. As Grossman, who walked, scores, and then Kepler following.
And the Twins now lead at 3-2, and Astudillo at the plate. Twins out hitting the Sox now 4-3, with 3 of the hits coming this inning. Twins have a home run, a single, and a double. All they need to complete the inning cycle is a triple by Astudillo.
Yeah, I want to see it.
And if you think him scoring from first on a double went viral, 1 strike for the Twins' third baseman. On 2 hops, and Garcia makes the play. Good inning for the Twins. They scored 3 to take a 3-2 lead. Obviously, fans of the game, everybody here paying some sort of tribute to Joe Mauer, who might be playing his last game as a big leaguer, as a Twin. I wonder whether this would be as big a deal. I mean, well, let me turn this around. This would be a big deal if Joe weren't from here. You know, if the guy came from Nebraska and put up the numbers that he put up, this would still be a big deal. But the fact that he's from St. Paul and comes to the Twins on the heels of Molitor, Winfield, and Morris all being in the Hall of Fame now. Andrew Vasquez coming in for the 9th time. Sanchez leading things off. Vasquez starts him with a fastball and strike one. I mean, the numbers that Mauer's put up are significant enough to appreciate what he's done, even if he weren't, quotation marks, one of us. Breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2.
I agree. Joe's had a great career. He will make that final decision sometime soon whether he wants to continue playing or not. Vasquez making his second appearance here in this 4-game series. He worked in game 2, gave up a couple runs to the White Sox, but the Twins won that ball game 12-4.
Two strikes.
Vasquez, 25 years old, a September call-up. Started in single A, double A, triple A, now finishing it in here in the big leagues.
Pretty good outing for Littell, wouldn't you say? He had some butterflies with everything going on around here. Just, you know, another start for him, but settled down after the first inning.
Sure did. Innings 2 through 4, he pitched very well. Only gave up 1 hit.
Started the year 16th on the Twins list of prospects according to surveys. Here's a called third strike of Sanchez. We'll bring up Garcia, but first let's go to San Francisco, where the Dodgers are romping over the Giants, and Brian Dozier a part of it. A 2-run home run to left. It was already 7-0 at the time, and it looks like the Dodgers will, at the very least, play in game 163 tomorrow. Rockies at home, and they're leading their game. There's a swing and a miss, 1 strike. Here are the pertinent scores, and of course all the pertinence is in the National League. Cubs have scored 3 times in the bottom of the 3rd to take a lead on the Cardinals. The Brewers leading 3-0. Jesus Aguilar with another home run for Milwaukee. So if the scores don't get reversed, we will have a game 163, 2 of them tomorrow. And here I was going to start working on my to-do list tomorrow. Going to get out the pressure washer. There's strike 3, and Astudillo has to throw over the runner, and Mauer tall enough to snag it and pull it down 2-0.
Yeah, Glatterall knocked it down and then picked it up and got the out at first. So back-to-back strikeouts for Vasquez.
He's going to get the chainsaw tuned up tomorrow. He's going to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I got 2 games to watch potentially tomorrow.
Surprisingly, another breaking ball by Vasquez, who throws probably 8 out of the 10 pitches breaking balls. Picks up his second strikeout. Yeah, I read this morning that if it comes to what's going to happen tomorrow, the Dodgers will have home field advantage, as the Cubs will against the Brewers. Dodgers would have home field advantage against the Rockies.
And it's good, I think, that if the games are played, there won't be long commutes for anybody. I mean, the Dodgers would have to get from Northern California to Southern California. Colorado's playing at home. That's not the longest thing. You just got to hop, skip, and jump over the Rocky Mountains. Cubs are at home right now, and Milwaukee's at home. That might be a bus ride for them tomorrow. 2-1 to Palka. And now 3-1. The worst, of course, was when the Twins played game 163 at the Metrodome in 2009, and the game ended, what, 11:30, and the Twins didn't get to New York until 4:30 in the morning to open up a playoff series that started in the afternoon.
Good breaking ball right there. 3-1 to a good fastball hitter.
Full count to Polka. Got him with another breaking ball. And a strike. He struck out the side in the fifth. And when he comes to the batter's box, he will have 2,124 hits. Chopper picked up by Sanchez. One quick out, and here comes Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer.
And another standing ovation.
There will be a moment later today. I strongly suspect there will be a moment when Joe will be taken out of the game. Under what circumstances? We don't know. Might be when he's in the field. Might be after reaching base. High fly, left center field. And Mauer on the first pitch flies out. And 2 pitches into the 5th inning, there are 2 outs.
You know, they had something on the big screen, of course, a lot of between innings about Joe. And they showed his first major league hit at the Metrodome back in April of 2004. You know, I watched that swing, and it's the same swing Joe put on that ball. You know, for 15 years, you didn't see him move in the box much. It's just the same old Joe Mauer that went about getting over 2,100 hits.
2 down, and now Polanco taking a pitch, I would think, and he takes one down and away. Ball 1, or down and in rather. Polanco 0 for 2, a fly to left and a called 3rd strike. One and one. Checked and swing. And it's 2-1. Twins got 3 runs in the 4th to take a 3-2 lead. Trying to finish the season with a 6-game winning streak. It would be a season high for winning streaks in 2018 for the Twins. Strike call, 2-2.
Matt McGill, if he's going to start next inning, it's like he's ready.
And now 3-2.
See if they try that fastball again that struck out Polanco last inning.
And this time a fastball near the outside corner, and he flicked it foul.
Covey with 73 pitches. He's given up 4 hits, 3 of them last inning.
And there is ball 4. Very close pitch. It looked like he tried to throw the same pitch that struck him out last time up. Instead, it's a 2-out walk.
Second walk for Covey. This is the one that struck him out.
That's more of a strike than the one that did strike him out.
Yep.
Two-seamer that ran inside just a little bit. Looked like it got in the box, but this time the White Sox don't get the call. Here's Cave. Cracked a home run to center field. His first time up, got the Twins on the board. They later added 2 more runs in the 4th inning. Half swing and a strike. Great jump by Polanco. And he's safe. A pretty good throw by Castillo on a 1-hop snag by Garcia. And Polanco slid right into the tag. We'll see if the stolen base holds.
Pretty nice play by Garcia at short. Getting that short hop and kind of falling back toward the bag. Did he get the glove on?
He had to field the hop high with the glove and bring the glove down. He's out. What you think?
I don't know if you got that left hand on the bag before Garcia applied the tag. Dropped the glove on him. Could not see by that angle.
White Sox will challenge it. If you're in Chicago, you better be able to make that play, because Baez for the Cubs makes it all the time. Those quickest taggers I've ever seen.
Had another shortstop that was pretty good for the White Sox. Ozzie
Guillen?
No, yeah, Ozzie Guillen. Yeah, he was good.
Baez does is just, I mean, if you blink, you miss the tag. It's just incredible. Well, we'll see if this gets overturned. Mark Wegner back on the crew. He's got first base duty here today. He's on the left. Second base umpire John Tim Payne is on the right.
Well, this might give us the best angle right here. Watch the left hand. Did it get on the bag?
Ooh. I don't think they'll overturn that.
Well, by that look right there, he's out.
Really? I think they may give him the benefit of the doubt that the thumb may have touched the bag. Polanco, the Twins are counting on him stealing more bases over the next few years and stealing at a higher success rate. If he's safe, he's 7 for 14 in stolen base attempts. If he's out, he's 6 for 14. And ideally, you'd like to have at least 70%. The really good ones steal at an 80% clip. Safe it is.
Safe.
And it is a stolen base. The call stands, and Polanco now in scoring position for Cave. We'll have a 1-1 count. Saw on the replay that even with Polanco's great jump, it was still a close play. But without that great jump, he's out.
Counts 1-1 to Jake Cave. See if he can knock in Polanco.
Swung on and a foul off the umpire. 1-2.
Glad we're all getting a scouting report.
Probably never caught McGill. 1-2. Half swing, but he went. Ball in the dirt, so the flip to first completes the strikeout. And we head to the 6th with the Twins up a run. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Ram. Hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. Hazy sunshine, cool temperatures. Feels like October, but there will be no October for these two teams. Joe Mauer may be playing his last game. Twins have a 3-2 lead for win number 78 on the year. Avisail Garcia will lead off the 6th. Matt Davidson and Nicky Delmonico will follow against Matt McGill.
Matt making his first appearance in this 4-game series, making his 40th overall. He's done a good job out of that bullpen. 54 strikeouts in 55 2/3 innings.
To the backstop, ball 1. Garcia, as we've been saying, will have knee surgery on Tuesday. In the lineup today is the designated hitter. Fouled back. Look at the field here, and of course, we've had 81 baseball games. The weather, particularly early, wasn't very cooperative, but 4 concerts this year on this field. So as we pass along, congratulations and thanks. How about the grounds crew? What a great job they did with this facility again. Swung on and missed, 1-2. DeVito. No, that's Al, assistant groundskeeper. One and two to Garcia. 2-2. High fly, right center field. Cave. And the gap makes the catch, one away. We'll bring up Matt Davidson. Join Fox Sports North at Hocktoberfest Saturday, October 6th from 2 to 11 p.m. Watch the Wild home opener against the Golden Knights on 2 jumbotrons. Enjoy German beer hall and interactive games, face painting, and photos with Nordy. And stop by the Fox Sports North booth for giveaways and more. For more details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. Now you're going to be going to Florida, right? Shortly. You and Gail are heading back to Florida shortly.
Right.
So if I go to that event, if I get a Fox Sports North giveaway, should I get another one for you? I mean, I don't know what they are.
Sound like you.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead and keep it.
But if I get, what I'm asking you is whether if I get like a Minnesota Wild sweatshirt, whether I should grab one for you too.
Sure. Go ahead, please.
One strike to Davidson. What about key fobs? You got enough key fobs?
I don't have any.
Okay.
And that's okay.
What about those things?
You could send me some of the beer.
Well, no, rather than that, which I think, by the way, is against the law. There's a North Star jersey. Isn't that nice in a sweatshirt?
You can send me one of those jerseys.
I can't. I believe it's illegal to
send a jersey.
To send alcohol across state lines. So I can't do that. But how about those little insulated things, those foam things that you put a can of beer in? You got enough of those?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for the offer. You just keep all that stuff yourself. I have enough room.
Strikeout. Twins hope to pick up win number 78. It's been a disappointing year. There's no sugarcoating it. But look what's happened since the Twins regularly won division titles in 2010. How low the win numbers have been. 85 last year. 2 years before that, 83. Since 2010, this is, and I know the bar set pretty low, but this is the third best season the Twins have had since 2010. And I will say this. Again, there's no sugarcoating. It's been a disappointing year. But I will tip my cap, if I wear one, and I will probably starting tomorrow, to the coaches and the manager for getting the team that has been on the field in September to at least a 500 record. Really, since the end of July, I think the way that the team has played is quite admirable. When, you know, the likes of Dozier and Escobar were traded, then Rosario got hurt, Sano got hurt.
I think sometimes throughout the summer you need a spark plug, and I think Astudillo has been that spark plug here in September.
2-1.
There he is right there. Not only offensively, what he's created, also in the clubhouse.
Yeah. Breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 2-2.
I think the Twins, you know, when they made the trade for Eduardo Escobar to go to Arizona, that took some of the spark out of the clubhouse. And Astudillo kind of brought some of that back.
Now 3-2. Well, think of the players who were traded and whether their seasons will end today. Zach Duke's season will end in Seattle. He didn't pitch particularly well for them. Escobar did fine, but the Diamondbacks aren't going to postseason play.
Ryan Presley's going to postseason.
And a good inning for McGill as he has a 1-2-3 6th inning. 6 wins in a row at the end of the season. Robbie Grossman's been really good as of late. And in his last 15 games, one of the best hitters in the league.
From both sides of the plate, Robbie hitting well over 300 as a right-handed hitter, 250 as a left-handed hitter. Yeah, he's really finishes this season strong. Career high coming in the ball game, hitting 275.
We keep talking about his on-base percentage, but it's a big part of Robbie's game. He hasn't gotten a hit today, but he drew a walk and scored when the Twins scored 3 times in the 4th. He'll lead off the 6th there, followed by Garver and Kepler. His on-base percentage has climbed to .368. If he had enough plate appearances, and he's well short of that, but if he had enough plate appearances, he'd be tied for 8th in the American League with Aaron Hicks and Whit Merrifield. I mean, that's how good he's been at getting on base. 1-1. I think Paul Molitor would tell you that is kind of what the Twins expect from Grossman, but he's played better outfield as well. Here's a foul ball chased by Sanchez, and he makes the catch. 1 away. That'll bring up Garver. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day, and today's Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle features Janice's daughter Elizabeth. Although Elizabeth moved to Kansas, she's still an avid supporter of her Minnesota Twins. She won $100 in scratch tickets for celebrating her Twins fan daughter Elizabeth. Are you up for fun? Say I'm in. 1 down in the 6th. Garver 0 for 2. Deep to the right field corner, but a foul ball. Back in the seats. Looks like the Dodgers and Rockies are both going to win, forcing game 163 tomorrow. And the Cubs are leading the Cardinals in the 5th. Brewers leading Detroit 3-0 in the 6th. We're talking about notable events in Twins history on this date, and maybe the most notable was game 163, the first one the Twins were in 2008 in Chicago against the White Sox. They lost that one 1-0.
Yeah, Nick Blackburn pitched a heck of a ball game. Jim Thome kind of ruined the day.
Had a changeup off the batter's eye in center field. Twins only had 2 hits.
I believe John Danks pitched that ball game for the White Sox.
Cuddyer hit a double, and he was thrown out at home plate by Ken Griffey Jr. He actually played for the White Sox and came up with a throw to retire Cuddyer and the Twins. There's a ball hit down the left field line. Garver's got another hit, and he'll round first and hold up with a single.
Covey kind of hung him up. Like a breaking ball right there. Garver got out front.
We'll bring up Kepler, who hooked a double to the right field corner off the glove of Palka. And then in the next at bat, Forsythe drove in 2 runs with a single.
All right, got his 30th double. Can he get his 20th home run?
Wearing the bunt, trying to get a single up the third baseline, but fouled back. He had 19 home runs last year and 17 the year before that. Batting average coming into the year .239, and he won't get to that level again. It's just been a case where Max has been unable yet to take that next step, play at that higher level. The only encouraging thing is his batting average against lefties, which has improved dramatically from last year to this year. Kepler hitting .245 against lefties. Trevor Hildenberger getting loose. He may pitch the 7th.
A high drive, and there goes number 20. Max Kepler with a moonshot over the wall in right, and the Twins lead it 5-2.
Well, he got his 30th double, and there's his 20th home run. Second home run here to hit by the Twins here this afternoon. Nice going, Max Kepler.
This is a little unusual. Usually his line drives or his home runs are line drives. This was a towering blast onto the plaza.
See, that just looks better up back on your bubblegum card rather than 19, 20. They'll put doubles rather than 29, 30.
And Forsythe takes strike one. Forsythe with a big 2-run, 2-out single when the Twins took their first lead at 3-2. And that's to the backstop. Yeah, good for Kepler. The one thing he's done, of course, is he's stayed in the lineup. Seems like everybody else has not been in the lineup on a regular basis for one reason or another.
You know, and he's played well defensively. Only one error out in right field.
Particulars on the Kepler home run. 32 degrees. That's a pretty tall launch angle for Kepler. Most of his home runs are hitting the mid-20s. Tapper to short. Easy play for Garcia. 2 away. That'll bring up Astudillo. MLB At Bat is your #1 Twins app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment. Get Twins home screen icons and features like the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Astudillo with a single to right and a ground ball to short. Pulled foul. Ground ball to second. Scooped by Moncada, and that ends the inning. But a 2-run home run by Max Kepler gives the Twins some breathing room.
So far, Jake Cave hitting a solo home run. That made it a 2-1 ball game. That ended the 4th inning. And then later in the inning, Logan Forsythe. Very good 2-out hitting, drove in a couple runs. Twins had that Now a 3-2 lead, and then we just saw Max Kepler hitting his 20th home run, a big 2-run home run. The Twins have a 5-2 lead here going through the top of the 7th inning. Trevor Hildenberger coming into the ball game. He worked in last night's ball game. He pitched well. Take a look at the numbers of Hildenberger. 1 inning last night, 14 pitches. Had a strikeout. A 1-2-3 inning, making his team high 73rd relief appearance.
And Wellington Castillo will lead off the 7th inning. Over for a strike. Castillo hit by a pitch his last time up. A very positive outing, I thought, for Zach Littell to start this game. Had an uneven first inning, but settled down after that. Gave up just 1 hit in his last 3 innings. Now the bullpen taking over, 1 inning at a time. There's a ball hit towards the hole and off the glove of Polanco. And Castillo's aboard with a leadoff hit. Scary moment for the Cleveland Indians last night, and it looks like Yan Gomes is going to be okay. He's the subject of our Sanford Health injury report. He threw the ball back to the pitcher and hit the bat of the batter, and it looked, and the fear was that he might have broken his thumb. He got a cut and needed a couple of stitches. X-rays were negative, which is of course positive, and the status for the playoffs uncertain. But you know, the Indians haven't had the best of luck with key players needing stitches before the playoffs, with Trevor Bauer and his drone incident. This was a flukish thing. Gomes was just throwing the ball back and he hit Alex Gordon's bat. Kind of surprised that doesn't happen more often. One and one to Yoan Moncada. Seeing the corner down and away, 2-1. Juan Minaya getting loose in the Chicago pen. Missing inside, 3-1. Mentioned season high in appearances for Hildenberger, and whether it's fatigue or not, is last month of the year has not been a very good one. And a walk now, first and second, nobody out.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
What happened? You said on the road you'd let me read it once.
Oh. Should have told me before they told me to read it.
Here, give it.
You read it.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Well done.
Thank you. Taylor Rogers getting loose. The hope was that Hildenberger would have an uneventful 7th inning, but there are events occurring here. A single, a walk, and now the number 9 batter, Ryan Cordell.
Need a ground ball here somehow, some way.
Ball 1.
Cordell again, just 3 hits now in 35 major league at bats. Hit 246 down in AAA this year. September call up.
There's a strike, 1-1. to left center field. Grossman chasing it, and he can't make the play. It's in the ballpark. Castillo will score. Moncada will be held at third. And it's a double for Cordell, and the tying run now at second with nobody out.
Well, it's the second time in a ball game that Cordell got a breaking ball, and the first time he lined out to Grossman in his first at bat right there. He got this baby good. Good effort by Grossman as he came very close to banging into the wall to make a nice catch. On the warning track, looks up just over his glove.
Hildenberger's struggles continue to the very end of September. Paul Molitor coming out to make a pitching change with the White Sox threatening to tie the game up. Driving in two with a double into the left field corner. And the Cubs apparently are going to need to win. Wilson Contreras hitting a two-run home run, adding to the lead. And it is 8-2. Cubs in front. And the closest ball game up there, the Brewer game with the Tigers, it's only 3-0. Brewers threatening in the bottom of the sixth inning. So if all those scores hold, there will be 2 game 163s tomorrow.
Well, it's kind of cool because all 4 ball clubs knew they had the win today. And so far, all of them are leading. Here's Taylor Rogers making his 72nd relief appearance. Done a great job out of that bullpen.
Infield back. It's a 2-run lead. Way out in front. Strike one.
Yeah, Taylor's picked up some strikeouts. He'd like to get one here. 74 strikeouts in 67 1/3 innings. And Sanchez, a switch hitter, hitting only 197 from this side of the plate.
Toward the hole, backhanded by Polanco. A low throw, but they got him safe. Whoa. Mark Wegner called him safe, but from up here he looked out. We'll see if the Twins challenge. Good play by Polanco, and the one-hop throw looked like it got there just in time, but we'll see. And Paul Molitor not waiting at all. He says, no, you're going to take a look at that one.
Well, the low throw right here dug out by Joe Mauer.
Yeah, that wasn't close. Sanchez's foot was a foot away from the bag when Mauer gathered in the throw. Regardless, Moncada coming in to score at third base, or from third base. It's a 1-run ball game.
Yeah, Sanchez will be credited with an RBI, but he should be out at first.
And out is the call. Cretin-Derham Hall action there. Mauer with the stretch and the catch. Mark Wegner is from Cretin-Derham Hall. Joe Mauer went there back, or excuse me, Paul Molitor went there when it was just Cretin. Polanco with a good play. There's an out on the board. Tying run still at second. And now Leury Garcia. Twins have won the last 2 ball games comfortably, 12-4 and 8-3. And in the case of the nightcap on Friday, the game presented Paul Molitor the opportunity to get Mauer out of the game when he entered a pinch runner for Joe after he got to first base. Last night, Joe was the designated hitter, but didn't get on base late in the ball game. Here is the first baseman. I think the Twins would like to have that moment to get Mauer off the field and get another standing ovation from the crowd. But now the game is tightened up to the point where that makes it more difficult. Liner to the second baseman. Bullet off the bat of Garcia, 2 away.
Well, Taylor Rogers on a great streak as far as scoreless streak. Since July 30th, Taylor Rogers coming into the ball game 23 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball.
And he's gotten a couple of outs here in the 7th, and he's just been absolutely nasty against lefties, and he's got a lefty Polka at the plate.
And a club record for the Twins, 36 straight scoreless innings, held by J.C. Romero back in 2004.
Polka with a swing and a miss. It's really remarkable that Rogers in game 162 has faced 99 left-handed batters, and not one of them has so much as gotten an extra base hit against him.
He faced Polka here on Friday in game 1, struck him out on 3 breaking balls.
And another one there off the plate, 1-1. Left-handers are hitting 182 against him, but all 18 hits have been singles. Fastball off the plate. So just think about that. When facing left-handers, and of course Rogers has been used exclusively late in games, he's been really stingy against lefties, and if you only give up singles, it takes 3 of them to score a run. 2-1, 2-2.
Well, one thing he's done, he's tightened up on that curveball. It's almost like a slider now. He's got the big breaking ball, but I'm sure he'll go back to that tight breaking ball. That right there. That's a pitch that struck out Polka here on Friday night. And
got him again.
And strikes him out again.
100 at bats against left-handed hitters, and not one extra base hit. Joe Mauer will hit in the bottom of the 7th. The Twins keep the 1-run lead, and on our final broadcast of the year, on this final Sunday of the year, we will bring you God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the lights from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
he was coming off the sandlots of St. Paul and what he's done at this level, and being the same guy, and the consistency, the humility. I think sometimes people don't understand how competitive he is, his desire to win. There's a lot of things that make managing him pleasurable, and I think just the way he goes about his job, the way he handles his relationship with the teammates, what he gives back to the community, you just couldn't ask for a more complete package of integrity.
I asked Paul yesterday whether he thought Joe could someday be a manager, and he said he's had such great attention to detail, incredible focus during the game. Former catchers very often make good managers. We have no idea whether Joe would ever consider that. He may be playing 3-4 years from now. We don't know. Molitor actually gave Joe the opportunity to manage today's game if he wanted to, and Joe said he wanted no part of that. He had enough going on. Fly ball right center field. A long run for Cordell. Away.
Juan Minaya coming into the ball game.
To pitch to Joe Mauer. Mauer's 4th at bat of the day.
The first baseman, number 7, Joe Mauer.
Given the score and the placement of the game, this could be his last plate appearance.
Well, Joe faced Minaya here on Friday in game 1. And Minaya struck him out on a called 3rd strike.
Ball 1. And now 1-1. 2,124 career major league hits. Two and one. Maybe I was just anticipating 2 hits, or I really bad at math. 2,122 hits in his career. 3-1 to Mauer. Deep to the left field corner and foul. Full count. Seen it hundreds of times before, and maybe we're seeing it again, and maybe for the last time. A deep count, a full count, and in reality the at bat is just starting.
And don't be surprised if he fouls off a couple pitches until the pitcher makes a mistake. Perfect. Vintage Joe Mauer.
A double on a 3-2 pitch. And now here is Polanco.
It's not only a double, it's where the ball went. To left center.
Now Polanco lifts it foul, out of play, 1 strike. And it'd be interesting to ask Paul Molitor afterwards if the score was still 5-2 and it's just the 7th inning. But it would have been the perfect time to take Joe out of the game, but it's a 1-run game. 1 out. The Twins need maybe another 9th inning at bat from Joe. Taken low, it's 1-1.
Let's hope he scores this inning and maybe something happens in the 9th inning. See if Polanco can pick him up. Jake Cave on deck. 1 out.
And a strike on the outside corner.
Manaea, hard-throwing right-hander in his 3rd season with the White Sox. Also has a hard breaking ball, and we just saw the changeup.
One and 2 to the Twins shortstop. Popped up. Castillo with the catch. 2 away. Bring up Cave. Didn't concern himself throughout his career with launch angle. Just wanted to hit the ball hard someplace, and his preferred spot, left field.
Manaea working away, and as Joe has done so well over his career, has taken that pitch the other way, and then a good hustle double right there for Mauer.
Replay brought to you by Carrier. And now Rick Renteria coming to the mound with Cave already having hit a home run. Whatever he's going to do here in the 7th inning will be done against a left-handed pitcher. Twins hoping to grow a 1-run lead.
Growing up.
He's the image of baseball to me.
All the stories you've heard about how great Joe Mauer is, they're all true.
Example of leadership.
Leader, obviously nicest guy in the room.
It's great to be able to watch him every day.
Just the chance to play with him is pretty special.
And Mauer with the double, ending this season anyway with a 9-game hitting streak. And when Twins will try to get him around, it'll be Jake Cave's job to do that against Jace Fry.
Fry has been very tough on lefty this year. Opponents overall hitting only 195 off the lefty. Left-handers hitting just 145.
Strike on the outside corner.
Fry, 25 years old, in his second season with the White Sox. Hard breaking ball. That breaking ball over for strike one, a fastball in the low 90s.
Cave takes down and away 1-1. Cave hit a home run right over the second base bag all the way to the batter's eye in center field. Swung on and missed. The ball getting away from Castillo, and Mauer will go to third. And the count to the batter now, 1-2.
It looked like a ball that Castillo should have been able to handle. I don't know if he was crossed up or not, but they'll give him a pass ball, allowing Mauer to get 90 feet away from scoring.
Bounce to the right side. Moncada has it. Mauer left at third, and we head to the 8th inning with the Twins up a run.
Shift from the baseball diamond to the ice, where the Minnesota Wild are kicking off their season this coming Thursday out at Colorado. We'll be bringing you the action right here on Fox Sports North starting at 7:30 p.m.
It's a 1-run lead for the Twins. Mauer doubled but did not score in the 7th. The Twins taking the field. And yeah, that's my sentiment as well. Joe will ponder the prospect of retirement, the prospect of continuing to play. And in any case, yeah, thanks for all the great memories.
Yeah, just over 30,000 people here today. A lot of, as you mentioned, Dick, a lot of people wearing number 7. A lot of signs thanking you, Joe, for what you have done for Twins baseball and also the 5-state area. I love it when Gillette Hospital, they bring out somebody and they start the ball game and they start at third base and Joe Mauer's at home plate to greet him.
Oliver Drake will pitch to the White Sox here in the 8th inning. Trevor Hildenberger struggles in the early part of the 7th inning. Screwed up, I think, what the Twins' intended plan was, which was to have Hildenberger get the 7th, Rogers the 8th, and May the 9th. But Rogers did a superb job keeping the Twins in front after the first 3 batters reached in the 7th. Now 1 strike to Garcia from Oliver Drake.
And Drake's done a good job since he put on a Twins uniform. You know what made that inning, and yeah, you're right, Hildenberger really struggled. When Rogers came in. Sanchez was the first hitter with the tying run at second base. Now Sanchez got the RBI, but Cordell had to stay at second base because the next hitter, Leary Garcia, hit the ball deep enough, probably would have scored him to tie the game.
Remember that play, that first out of the 7th inning was challenged and overturned. Two and two now to Garcia. He'll be followed by Matt Davidson and Nicky Delmonico.
But what I'm saying is Sanchez hits the ball to second base, then Cordell goes over to third. And
so you're saying it's the direction of the ground ball?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a strikeout of Drake, or of Garcia by Drake, one away.
And Drake has come in. He's averaged a strikeout an inning since he put on that Twins uniform. 19 1/3 innings coming into this outing. 19 strikeouts, make it 20 now in 19 2/3.
I think his chances of being with the team coming out of spring training next year are pretty good because he's pitched well. And he's given the Twins, or the opposing hitters, a different look. He drops the ball when he throws all his pitches from the stretch, but he drops the ball behind him almost a foot off the ground, and then from there comes straight over the top. A very unconventional delivery, at least in this day and age.
Remember the old pitching machine, Iron Mike?
Yeah.
Straight over the top, you know, before they have the wheels now and they shoot out the baseball. It used to be the old iron that just came straight over the top to throw that ball toward the hitter.
But watch when he comes out. When he comes out of the stretch, how low the baseball goes. It's down around his ankles.
Yeah.
Now in the olden days, really good pitcher Juan Marichal, a Hall of Fame pitcher, he did that, but he accompanied it with a very high leg kick. Drake just reaches back and comes straight over the top
with the fastball, and then he sets up that split finger like that. Look at the movement on that. And Drake might get a World Series ring. You never know. He was with the Brewers earlier.
That's right.
Maybe the Brewers will win the World Series. He also was with the Indians. Maybe the Indians will win the World Series. Maybe he'll get a ring. Also with the Angels and the Blue Jays.
Probably get what, 160 seconds of a playoff share, maybe?
Yeah, why not?
Another strikeout, 2 down.
Boy, just looking for a home. 5 different teams this year he has pitched for, a major league record.
You can see Drake looking at his little cheat sheet there that they've now approved. Splitter left up high. And I think you may have caught Drake pulling out of his back pocket a little note card on Delmonico, perhaps. It's looped into center and a base hit. Now the tying run's aboard, and Delmonico will hold up with a single.
I don't think in that card it had, you know, throw him a high pitch right there, let him get a base hit.
Twins off-season baseball camps are back, and they're presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills as well as prepare for tryouts and the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. Go to twinsbaseball.com/training. Castillo, the batter, been hit by a pitch. He singled and scored his last time up. Now the challenge is with that delivery and the long time it takes for Drake to get the ball to home plate. Sometimes he's vulnerable to a stolen base.
He's still pretty quick. He'll utilize that slide step. Delmonico not a threat at first base. 1 stolen base in 3 attempts.
Chopped foul, quickly 0-2. 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 8th. Blocked. Good read by Delmonico, and he will reach second base. He took off the moment he saw that splitter hit, dive down into the dirt. Tying run at second with 2 down.
Watch Delmonico right there. He sees it get away. Latterall's throw just a little late.
Wild pitch, advancing the runner.
Splitter has been a strikeout pitch.
Missed inside. Brewers leading now 6-0, bottom of the 7th. Looks like there will be 2 play-in games tomorrow. Ryan Braun with a 2-run double. Nate Jones getting loose in the White Sox pen. 2-2 to Castillo. Got him
with the splitter.
He struck out the side, and it's a 1-run lead going to the bottom of the 8th.
Eighth inning. Stay with us after the game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We will talk all about what could be Joe Mauer's final game in a big league uniform. We'll also break down an impressive day at the plate for Max Kepler with a double and a big home run. And we will head into the clubhouse to hear not only from Paul Molitor, but we will also hear from Joe Mauer. So stay with us after the game for Twins Live. Guys?
All right, well, here's what we know. Joe Mauer right now has 2,123 hits. If he has another at bat, the Twins will either have to hit in the 9th inning or they'll have to send 7 men to the plate here in the 8th. Either would be nice to see. Meanwhile, the Twins are in a very tight 1-run ball game, which really limits Paul Molitor's options in getting Mauer off the field for one last hurrah. Grossman will bat 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. There's strike 1. Facing Nate Jones.
Yeah, Nate Jones making his 32nd relief appearance. Spent some time on a disabled list this year. 32 strikeouts in 29 innings. Jones with a good fastball, big curveball, slider, and a changeup. He's in his 7th season with the White Sox, 32-year-old.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
We just saw Oliver Drake, who drops that ball straight back, as you mentioned. And Jones is a pitcher that kind of shows you the baseball right off the get-go.
Here it is.
Almost like the Statue of Liberty for a second, then boom, toward home plate.
Out in center field, caught by Cordell, one away. When you combine the most provocative man in sports with the most interesting man in sports, you get a really weird looking man. You get opinion that cuts through the hype. Catch Speak for Yourself with Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock, weekdays at 4 p.m. Central, only on FS1. Here's Garver, a single and a run scored in 3 trips. That's hit hard to right center field. Cordell chasing it and leaps and makes the catch and then crashes into the fence. A rocket off the bat of Garver, but it's out number 2. Ball was slicing away from him, and he still got there.
Yeah, Cordell, good speed, caught up to that on the warning track, and then he leaped and just kind of fell. Take a look right here. Leaps, knows the wall is close, and then bangs into the wall on a nice running catch.
Down low. And a check swing and a strike, says John Lipka. Belisle and I believe Trevor May are both warming up out in the Twins bullpen. Belisle and May warming up. All the focus, of course, on Mauer, but who knows that Matt Belisle's long career might not be coming to a close here today. Going to go to break after the 3rd out. We invite you to stay tuned because we think we got a surprise for you. 1-2. Kepler's home run gave the Twins a 3-run cushion. He's also added a double, so a good final game for Kepler. 2 extra base hits, 2 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored. Out of play. One and 2. Mound and slowly to the shortstop, and Kepler is retired. So the Twins with a 1-run lead, and we go to the 9th inning, hoping to end the season with a 6-game winning streak. It would be their longest winning streak of the year, and not very often you see it. The Twins are going to change pitchers, and it looks like Belisle might get the call here.
Players kind of hanging out in the dugout, so nobody on the field.
Well, everybody late in coming on to the field here for the last inning of the year.
I see some of the guys that are normally defensive players just kind of hanging over the railing.
1 inning to go this year, at least we think. Final game of the year, and with a 1-run lead, the Twins are going to change pitchers and catchers.
about this. Has Joe Mauer made up his mind already? What does this mean?
The only catcher to win an American League batting title, and he did it 3 times.
Joe in tears. The love of the game of baseball. Joe saying, come on, let's go.
Talking with home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. And all those years behind the plate, of course, Mauer, the most respected catcher amongst a group of men, umpires.
His teammates are not coming out. Joe, you deserve this. Here they come. Now, do you sense that this is his final game?
I don't know what he or the Twins could do to top this 2, 3, 4 years down the road. This has just been magical.
And Matt Belisle will meet Joe Mauer on the mound. 2 veterans that have been playing this game for a long time.
If it is his last game, it'll be an adjustment for Jake and Teresa, who have tracked him all over the country, seeing him play so many games. Suffered a concussion that day, couldn't catch the rest of the year, and the Twins had to move the best catcher I've ever seen out from behind the plate and move him to first base. As we said in the open of the show, the bats were silver and the gloves were gold. Even the fans emotional. His first batting title in 2006 when he hit another worldly 347. Catchers just didn't do that. A league MVP in 2009 when he hit 365. His throw, the first throw he's made in a long time to second base, and it ends up in center field. Now, this has been a storybook afternoon. And the only thing that could make it better would be if the White Sox got a runner on, tried to steal second base, and Mauer threw them out.
Well, Matt Belisle does not hope that does not happen, making his 693rd Major League appearance and his 25th this season for the Twins.
Moncada the batter, Belisle the pitcher. It's been a long time since I've said this. Mauer is the catcher. And he's going to waste a trip to the mound. And it's just one pitch. What a moment.
Is it the end for both these men? Out of respect. Joe Mauer will make an exit.
Coming off the field for what might be the last hurrah.
I've seen retirements before, nothing like this. This is unbelievable. And it'll be Chris Jimenez replacing Joe Mauer behind the plate.
In the background, the music from The Natural, and maybe that's the best way to describe Joe Mauer. Everything he did on the baseball field just seemed so natural. The swing, the athletic, and yet so natural plays he made defensively. Belisle looks like he's trying to collect himself behind the mound. The count is 1-0. And we've, of course, dealt with intentional walks in this game. I believe we just saw an intentional ball one. And now a strike 1-1. Left, it hit well. Grossman going back. He's got to play the bounce. And Moncada goes to second with a double, and tying runs in scoring position with nobody out.
And here comes Paul Molitor. Matt Belisle worked in last night's ball game. Gave up a couple runs, both unearned. And he'll bring in Trevor May.
May will try to finish off the White Sox in the ninth inning. Uniform was with catcher's gear on. He still got it on, even though he only caught one pitch. Now it might be he's going to keep it on for a while. I don't blame him. Now to the task at hand. The Twins have a 1-run lead they're trying to protect. There's a runner at second, the tying run, and Trevor May is going to try to get 3 outs and pick up a save.
Trevor making his 24th relief appearance. He pitched here on in game 1 on Friday night, picked up his second save in 2/3 of an inning, picked up a couple strikeouts.
Cordell, the batter.
Corner of the infielders in, looking for a possible bunt here.
It's Austin that's taken over at first base. Ball 1. One and 0. Cordell drove in a run with a double his last time up. Up and in. Twins at one point had a 5-2 lead, and the White Sox got a couple of runs in the 7th. Threatened in the 8th, and again right away here in the 9th. Three and 0. Back to the top of the lineup after Cordell. Strike. Other baseball news, Mike Scioscia, after the Angels game tonight, announced he's not returning, officially not returning to manage the Angels.
There were rumors earlier this summer that he was going to be in his final year, but he made it official himself without the rumors.
On the outside corner, 3-2.
Cornell thought it was ball 4. Trevor's been able to pick up some strikeouts. Here's the last fastball. 34 strikeouts in 24 1/3 innings for Trevor May.
Struck him out.
Make it 35 in 24 2/3.
A big unproductive at bat with the tying run at second and nobody out. Now there's one out.
Challenged him with that fastball. Cornell swinging through it.
Here is Sanchez. Foul fly into the seats, 1 strike. The games of importance in baseball, in terms of the postseason, are all now blowout games. Dodgers beat the Giants 15-0. Rockies leading the Nationals 12-0. It's in the 8th. Milwaukee leading Detroit 10-0. That one in the 8th. And the Cubs leading the Cardinals 10-4 in the 7th. So we'll have plenty of drama tomorrow, but in reality, not much today. Maybe the most dramatic moment is what we've just witnessed here at Target Field. Fouled away again, 1-2. He may sleep in the catcher's gear tonight. One and 2 to Yolmer Sanchez.
May also has a very tight curveball. Again, Chris Jimenez behind the plate.
High fastball got him. 2 down. So with the ongoing question, who'll play first base for the Twins next year, we might be solving one problem as to who the Twins closer will be. He's been outstanding.
Good high fastball, picks up his second straight strikeout.
2 down, and now Garcia. At the knees, down and away, 1 strike. Lurie Garcia sacrifice in the first inning. 2 strikeouts and a lineout.
He didn't like that call.
Pulled foul, 2 strikes.
That's only fitting if Garcia strikes out, since the White Sox have struck out more than any team in baseball
ever.
And Jimenez out there going over this final hopefully pitch. And think about it, the guy that's catching right now, Chris Jimenez. Is this his last game?
0-2. And a high fly right center field. Chased by Kepler. He makes the catch. And the 2018 season is over. And perhaps the career, the greatest catcher the Twins have ever had.
Good finish for the Twins on Joe Mauer Day.
Time now for today's Coors Light refreshing finish. What a great finish to a great career. Started before first pitch. Acknowledgement and a double on a 3-2 pitch. Finishing with 1 pitch behind the plate where it all started. Even at that, a pitch a foot outside, he tried to frame it.
Yeah, tried to frame it.
Well, this has been a memorable afternoon.
Twins end the season by winning 6 straight, a season high, their 78th win of the year.
And everybody taking a moment to hug a man who's meant so much to this region, certainly to this baseball team. And I'm impressed with the number of fans who are staying till the very end of this post-game celebration.
Well, it's the respect that Joe has earned here in the Twin Cities and all around the country. His love for the game of baseball, his love for his teammates, and his love for his family. It's come to this point.
This could be tough. Eddie Guardado. Nate Dahman, the bullpen catcher.
TC wanted a big hug. He wants to hug a bear.
All the coaches, Garvin Alston, and Mauer gracious enough to come over and join us one more time. Audra Martin standing by. I don't know that the afternoon could have gone any better than it did for Joe and the Twins. And right now, let's go down to Joe Mauer and Audra Martin.
Well, Joe, I can see the emotions in your eyes. It's not very often you get to see a moment as special as that one we saw at the top of the ninth. What did it mean to you to put the gear back on and get back behind the plate?
I don't even know if I can talk right now, to be honest. And I'm sick too and all this stuff, but you know, it just unbelievable. What an unbelievable atmosphere today and the whole week. And I just want to thank you guys. It really means a lot to me, and to be out here and play in front of you guys. You know, I'm still undecided what's going to happen in the future, but I had an opportunity today to do this, and you're going to have a tough time getting this gear off me today, I'll tell you that.
This whole homestand has been special for you. Some huge at-bats, some big ovations from the crowd. Your daughter is surprising you at first base today. What impact has all of that had on you this week?
I was just trying to keep it all together today. I see my girls running out on the baseball field. Almost lost it there, but they told Mom made a deal with them, so I hope she holds her end of the bargain up for staying out there. But I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate all the love you guys have shown me over the years, and I wanted to have an opportunity to thank you guys for that.
Your future has been a hot topic here lately the last couple of weeks. You said you're going to take some time to think about everything, but what do you think are going to be some of the biggest factors that you use in making your decision?
Well, there's just a lot of emotions going through me right now, and you know, it's a big decision, but you know what, either way, it's a good decision, and I'm in a good spot, and I want to take the time to think about it, and we'll go from there.
For you, how important is it that there's a possibility of being a Twin for life?
Oh, I never want to take this uniform off, you know, 15 years, and I don't see myself going anywhere else. So, you know, I'm real confident in the group that we have that next year is going to be a lot better, and I'm looking forward to that either way.
This whole season has had some big moments for you. You reach 2,000 hits. You climb up the ranks in a lot of all-time lists for this organization. Are you at the point where you've allowed yourself to let it all sink in and realize the magnitude of what you've been able to do with this team?
Not really, to be honest. Just trying to take this all in. It's, like I said, it's been a roller coaster of a day, a week, and I really appreciate everything. I can't express that enough. Thank you.
Regardless of what your decision is, what does it mean to you to have this support day in, day out from these fans with your hometown organization?
I don't have the right words for that. Just looking at all my boys right here in the dugout, it means a lot. You guys mean the world to me, and you fans, and obviously that family up there, and Grandma and Grandpa, and Grandma and Grandpa, and all the aunts and uncles and cousins. It's been a pleasure to play here and play in front of all you all.
Well, congratulations on really an incredible career, Joe. And whatever decision you make, it's been a pleasure watching you play.
Thank you, Audra. I appreciate it.
Joe Mauer, it's hard to put into words what he means to this organization and the Twin Cities, of course. It's been an incredible, incredible career. Tom.
Baseball heroes come and go, but today was different. On this late September afternoon, Minnesota's favorite son of summer appeared to say farewell, pulling out all the stops in the process. What a day for Joe Mauer. We'll have much more on Twins Live coming up next.